This is wild and wonderful Bruny Island off Tasmania's southeast coast. It's home to dramatic landscapes like this, but also it's an important refuge for some of Australia's most vulnerable bird species. All 12 of Tasmania's endemic birds can be spotted here on Bruny Island, including several endangered species whose numbers have been dwindling alarmingly. So I've come to a private nature reserve to try to catch a glimpse of some of these rare birds and learn what's being done here on the island to try to protect them. Conservationist and biologist Dr. Tonya Cochrane runs the Inala Conservation Reserve in South Bruny. So Tonya, how many birds do you have here at Anala?
There's about nearly 100 species of birds here, and they include 12 special species which are endemic to Tasmania. So they're only found in Tasmania and nowhere else in the world. And we have them all on the property.
Incredible.
And one of them is a very special bird called the 40-spotted Pardalote. It's on the endangered list.
Yeah.
And Bruny Island is very special for this species because half the total known population is found just on Bruny Island.
Far out.
They're little birds and they're awfully big trees.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is get up into the canopy so that we can get a close view of them.
Closer the better.
Yeah. I think 40-spotted Pardalotes have always been rare. So as we've gone along and cleared, and as climate change has affected the distribution of this species, they've been dragged along with it, and they're in quite a bit of trouble at the moment. They're around, you can hear them. Yeah. Here's one coming in now. Just have a look there. Put your binoculars on him.
They're tiny.
Yeah, they're actually one of the smallest birds in Australia.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they're very specialist birds. It was 12 birds when I originally bought the place, and I think there's probably well over 50, 60 birds here now, which is a big colony for 40-spotted Pardalotes, considering there's only about 1,500 in the whole world. They're totally reliant on this one species of eucalypt for their survival. So this is Eucalyptus viminalis, or manna gum. In Tasmania we call it white gum. They're going round picking through the leaves, vacuuming through the leaves with that little hooked beak of theirs to get lerps, which are those sugary secretions produced by those sap-sucking insects, the psyllids. Another thing they eat is manna, which is that sugary substance that's produced by the leaves. It hardens and crystallises. It looks like little white cauliflowers. Swift parrot is another one. It's a critically endangered species, and I've been working with that. There's been a lot of clearing of their preferred species, like blue gums, over the years. So it's a bit of a race against time. So we're madly planting. We're trying to work out species that come to maturity quicker, especially with the swift parrot. That's going to be a really important thing. So we've got to get these species in the ground. We've got to get them growing and flowering so that we can continue on. So, yeah.
No time to waste.
No time to waste at all.
Tonya farmed cattle when she first came to Bruny Island in the early 1990s. She's since bought more than 600 hectares of farmland and set about planting habitat for local birds and animals. So when you first got here, how vegetated was the land?
These were all open paddocks. There was a few big viminalis here, but all of these that we see around us have been planted by me. I've been here for 36 years now, so...
Pretty much planting the whole time.
Yeah, I know, I can't help myself. One of the aims of this place is to get it back to a natural setting. So revegetation is crucial. Natural revegetation is one thing, but also to supplement that with replanting. I think conservation underpins everything that we do here. I just don't want anything to go extinct on my watch. You're right there.
I'm right. With a focus on threatened and declining woodland species, Inala grows about 500 assorted eucalypts each year. What are we looking at here?
These are little baby viminalis grown on the property from seed collected on the property. Some of them have still got their little cotyledons, and we plant them out very young so they're going to get a good root on them, and then they fire away. So these become useful to 40 spots at about 5 years of age. They use them at least for takeaways.
Yeah.
So they'll come in and glean over the leaves. They won't be any good for nesting hollows till about 100 or more years. So it's a long-term piece of work.
Absolutely, but that's surprisingly quick in terms of providing some food for them. That's really impressive.
Right. They grow up being ukes, they grow up really quickly, get tall really quickly. We have 40 spots that are breeding here, but the young have to disperse somewhere, and so we're getting adjoining landowners to plant in their properties so that we can spread the population further. So these will go around Bruny Island in an island-wide project.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're all part of the jigsaw puzzle.
We are, yes. And what's going on over here, Tonya?
So these ones we're growing for the swift parrot. This is a different thing again. This one's a blue gum, and these ones are black gum, or Eucalyptus ovata and globulus. Trouble is with them, they take a long time to grow and flower. And we don't have that much time. It's predicted that within maybe the next 15 years that swift parrots might become extinct. So it's no good having a tree that might flower in 20 years. So that's where these ones come in.
So adding more diversity into your plant choices.
Yeah, and the most important things that grow and flower quickly. So this is Eucalyptus ficifolia, the flowering gum from Western Australia. It flowers really quickly. And the other thing is just a beautiful plant. So this is something that people might want to grow in their backyard. Beautiful plant, and it might help a swift parrot. You never know.
And they come in dwarf varieties, so
they
can be quite compact.
They do. And then we've got a Eucalyptus leucoxylon, and they are already producing flowers in about 6-7 years. So we've got one in the garden here that has flowered and kept something like 12 swift parrots alive over one summer. And
black-headed honeyeaters in here.
Honeyeaters up here.
Yeah.
Where are they? Up here
Oh, just
somewhere.
over here somewhere.
Tonya's been working with other ecologists, including Dr. Andrew Hinkston, to help fast-track tree planting and increase safe nesting sites at Anala.
Yes, so this is a stand of Eucalyptus viminalis, which is providing lots of foraging habitat for 40-spotted Pardalotes.
Beautiful.
But it's not providing nesting habitat because the trees are only about 35 years old. So that's where this comes in. This is a nest box for 40-spotted Pardalotes. A little spot in here where they can have their nest. There's got a little baffle here to stop the wind from going through and to stop arms of possums reaching in and grabbing them. And what we've done with these this year is to reduce the hole size. So this is only 24 millimetres now. That's a tight fit for a 40-spotted Pardalote. Tree martins can't get in here at all, and striated Pardalotes find it really difficult. So this is helping 40-spotted Pardalotes. It's helping them to retain occupancy of these boxes rather than being kicked out by these other birds.
I love the low-tech solutions. Like they're just, anyone can do them, you know? Perfect.
Yeah. So
love
it's
it.
all got to be very, very simple.
Yeah.
I just think it's just amazing when you plant something and an endangered species starts using it. I mean, how cool is that? It's just
the coolest.
Yeah, I know it is. I reckon it is.
What gives you hope in the world?
Oh, look, I just think the resilience of nature. I feel like I've done something, you know? Instead of lying in bed at night worrying about the future, I've done something. And that's what I'm hoping to instill in kids of today. You know, that's the legacy I hope to leave with this property, that it's in a better state than when I first got it, that it's protected long term, and that's of use for an amazing number of species forever. I figure, look, I can't save the world, but I can have a crack at things that I'm capable of doing.